What's going on, winos? This is Chris and welcome to Winemaker TV. Do you like beer? Do you like wine? Do you like cider? Have you ever thought about making it yourself? Well, if so, this is the place for you. Today we'll be making a Black Berry Mead, so stay tuned. Okay, let's get started in making this Black Berry Mead, also known as a Melomel. First, you'll need some ingredients and you'll need some simple equipment. Equipment, if you need it, can be had in the description, links in the description below. So let me show you what you'll need today. First, you'll need a 1 gallon fermenter, 1 gallon of distilled water, 2.5 pounds of clover honey, 1 can of blackberry pie filling, 1 package of Red Star Premiere Blanc wine yeast, 1 3-piece airlock and with bung. You'll need a funnel. Then you'll need an electric tea kettle. Okay, step 1 is to fill up your electric tea kettle and get that water heated up. So I'm going to fill this to the maximum capacity. And this is the Jack Spirko method that I learned over the years, and it works very well for me and with my meads. Now the water will be boiling, but we're going to top it off halfway with some cooler room temperature water, so it will bring it down and not set the pectins and make a cloudy mead. So let's get this started. All right, let's get started. First step to do, we got to get this blackberry into our fermenter. So we're going to get our funnel. This is thick, so I like to use my trusty chopstick. It kind of helps push the filling down into the fermenter. So I'll get this into the fermenter and we'll be right back. All right, we got the blackberry pie filling into our fermenter. It was so thick I had to go ahead and add a little bit of my hot water to it. So let's go ahead, and second step is to add the rest of this hot water to the fermenter. This is allow the honey, help the honey to dissolve into the water. So next step would be adding the honey. And this is a 3-pound container of honey, so I'm going to put the majority of this. Usually I go 3 pounds per gallon, but since that pie filling, I'm using pie filling instead of fresh strawberries, I figured I'd only go with 2.5 gallons, so it will, since the pie filling already has a lot of sugar in it. So we're going to get this honey into the fermenter and we'll be right. We got the honey added, so I'm going to add a little bit more hot water around the edges of this funnel to help clean off all the goodies, the yummy stuff that we need. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and top it off with the rest of this distilled purified water. When I say top it off, I'm going to leave it right at the bottom of the neck, because sometimes when fermentation starts, it'll foam up, and I've had them, especially with like frozen strawberries, frozen pineapple, or fruit, they tend to blow up into the airlock. So we have topped it off. Now here's the fun part. That's why you always save your tops. So let me get that top and be right back. All right, I got the top, and we're going to shake it up, and we're going to incorporate all the honey. And we're going to incorporate the honey, the blackberry, and get a little air into it while we're at it. You see still some honey on the bottom, so that's why we warm up our sugars. I mean, warm up our water, which in turn warms up our sugars, of course, but not too high because you do not want that pectin to set. So it's about 105 degrees by the feel of it. So that's perfect. Look at the pretty color on that. Nice deep purple. All right, so we got it well incorporated. There's no honey on the bottom. So we're going to let this chill down to room temperature so we can add our yeast and be done for the day. Okay, our must, this is called a must now. It is cooled down to room temperature. So here's the last step of step one, I guess you could say, is to add our yeast. And I just pitch my yeast. That's what it's called when you add. It's called pitching your yeast. And I add it just straight to the fermenter. Give it a little swirl. 3-piece airlock. And we are done. This will be in the fermenter for about, this is called the primary. It'll be in the primary for about a month. And fermentation should start in a day or two. You'll start seeing bubbles forming and the airlock bubbling. But if it doesn't, just make sure it's the airlock may not bubble. What I found out about meads is that they dissolve the carbon dioxide like crazy. I had to degas and degas my first mead ever, and it took forever to degas. So apparently, honey loves to dissolve CO2. So this yeast will consume the sugars and release carbon dioxide and alcohol. So after a month, we'll rack this to secondary to get it off of the blackberries. So we're done, and we'll be right back to wrap things up. And that's how you make a blackberry mead. If you like what you see here, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and give me a thumbs up too, so you'll know every time I come out with a new wine and a new video. Also, I have started a Facebook group, and the link will be in the description below. And if you need any of these equipment, also Amazon affiliate links will be in the description below. So thank you for being here, and this is Chris with Winemaker TV, and that's all there is today.